Okay, right. So a very good evening, guys. Can you all let me know before we get started on the chat box if you can hear me, if you can see a screen, and if you can see me as well? All okay? All good? Can hear, can see, can hear. Perfect. Right. So today, guys, we're going to start off our classes for the 2028 A-level batch. There is a lot of things that I need to start telling you all. But before we get into all of that, I was waiting for around 5 minutes until most of y'all join. So in case you can just check the participants on the Zoom, the list. If your friend, right, someone that you know is not on the list, quickly do give them a call and remind them to join, because some people forget, because this is the very first class. You're not used to the weekly schedule yet, so you tend to forget very easily. Some people have forgotten the date. Some people thought the class is next week. You know, those kind of things happen. So in case your friend is not there, please do give them a call. Remind them to join. Right. So today's session, I will mainly break it into two parts. Okay. So what we will do today is we'll take the very first hour. So that is until, let's say, around 5 o'clock, for me to give you an introduction to how A-levels work, what you need to do, what econ is about, and also how our classes work. Right? So that 1 hour to set in the entire tone. And once that is done, so maybe that will take 1 hour, 1 hour, 15 minutes, maybe, right? We'll see. Once that is done, I will give you all a small break, and then we will start learning unit number 1. That is the plan for today. And then there is a small surprise at the end of the class where we have a quiz. So at the end of today's class, based on what we learned today, there is a live quiz that will happen, a small interesting competition, all based on what we learned today. You don't need your O-level knowledge, nothing. The winners, there is a small gift for you all as well. I'll let you all know that at the end. That is at the right end. So first 1 hour, we'll give a small intro. We'll learn this up, what this is about. We'll take a small break. We then move into the first part of unit number 1, and then we move into the final quiz. Now, also, before we get started, just to let you know, Lamai, this is your economics class, in case you have forgotten the subject, right? It's a new subject which you all have not learned for O-levels. And this entire month of April, the classes are done completely for free for you all to come and try it out. Because personally, the reason that I do it is I don't want to waste any of your money, because some of y'all are not very sure, should you do economics, right? Because you're not sure, right? Is this the stream that I need to follow? Some of y'all are not sure, does this fellow's online class work? Do I understand what he's teaching? So to try out all of that, you get the entire month for free. And then at the end of the month, you can make the decision, do I continue this class or not? So from May onwards is where you will have to pay the fee and register. For now, don't worry about that. This entire month is free. I will send you a free set of tutes as well. I just want to check how many of you all have got the tutes. I have a set of tutes with me. Yes. Got your set of tutes. We'll go through what and what is there inside this. Some of you all would have not got it yet. Don't worry. We'll sort that out soon. Right. So then we'll get started with today. Now, one more thing, right? Now, for your Lamai to officially register for this free month of classes, I have given you all 2 steps. The first step is to fill a registration form. And the second step was to join the WhatsApp group. Got the tips, but wasn't free. It should have been free, Lamai, except for the courier charge. There is a courier charge of 420 that I think 420 or 440 that had to be paid. There is no printing cost. There is nothing of that sort. I would have spent on my end around 1,000 rupees to print that file and that whole set. So on my end, I'm not charging you anything. Courier charge, Lamai, that is not for me. That is for the courier company for taking it all over from, I am in Colombo. So taking it from Colombo to giving it to wherever you are in the country. They charge a fee that is not under my control. That is for their delivery. That's it. So I'm not charging a single cent from you for this class. Okay. So one more thing. Now, all of you all would have been a part of 3 different institutes, right? So most of you all would have been a part of my own institute, and that is iTutor SL, where I only teach econ. We don't have any other subjects. Some of you all would have joined through Master Academy. Some of you all would have joined through Satya College. It is the exact same class, exact same tute. All of you all are here on the same Zoom session. The only difference is you're on 3 separate WhatsApp groups. It doesn't matter which WhatsApp group you are in. In all 3 WhatsApp groups, I will send the same message. So whoever who told you this class about, if you learned about this class from Master Academy, you stay on the Master Academy group. If you learned it from Satya College, if Satya College is the one who told you there is a class like this, you stay it on Satya College. The class fees, class time, recording, tute, every single thing will be absolutely same. The only difference is you are in 3 separate WhatsApp groups. Now, one more thing. The Hackman will come into that. So for y'all to get your free set of tutes, Lamai, y'all have to fill a registration form. Right? So I just want to check, is there anyone who did not fill the registration form? There is a form that you had to fill with your name, with your address, telephone number, all of that. Is there anyone who has not filled that? You're in this Zoom meeting right now, but you don't remember filling any form like that? Anyone like that? Right, there are few. So I will resend a message right now on the WhatsApp group. If you are someone who has not filled the registration form, please fill it now. Because when you fill that, we send you the tutes. Because to send the tutes, we need your address, we need your contact number, we need all of that. So I'm sending a message right now on the group. I'm sending in all 3 groups that I'm a part of. If you have not filled, if you already filled it, don't fill. If you have not filled, please fill that form right now. Wait, the message is coming. Right. So until the message goes, even if you fill it 1 or 2 hours later, that is okay. Right? But make sure that you fill. The fees and everything will be exactly the same. Okay, so I will share my screen and we will get started. Right after O-levels, I hope you all had a nice break. And now you all are ready to get things going. Right. This is where we are. Okay, so starting off with the question, do we need a writing book? No. I will tell you what and what you all need as well. So starting off with the question, if you are ready, how many of you all started classes for your other 2 subjects? Yes. Right? Some of you all might be art students, some of you all might be commerce students, right? You all might be doing different subjects. Did you all start off? Yes. Nice, right? So today is probably then the first day for econ. Okay, so we'll start off with Lamai. Before we get into any of this, I want to give you a bit of an introduction about me. Because if we are to go in this 2-year journey, it's a 2-way thing. Right? I will do my best on my end. You need to also do your best on your end. And we need to know each other, right? We need to know, I need to know your strengths. I need to know which areas you're good at. So I need to know which areas you're bad at so I can work on those. And you need to know who I am as well. So we'll start off with, right, a little bit about me. Right? For those who don't know me, I am Arshad. I teach advanced level economics. Now I did my A-levels in, anyone wants to guess? Y'all are doing your A-levels in 2028. When do you think I did my A-levels? When? Chat box, I've made it only for me, so you can send it so that no one else can see it. When do you think I did? Any guesses? Right, so I did my A-levels in 2017, right? So I started teaching. So I did my A-levels in 2017 at St. Thomas's, Mount Lavinia. And after A-levels, during A-levels, I did pretty well, right? I was among the top 50 in the island in that year. And as a result of that, I felt, because I had a lot of knowledge, there was a lot of things that I studied, and I was top 50 in that, and I'll give you all tips on what you can do as well. And then I realized, that knowledge should not really end from that point. Maybe I should start helping a few others as well. So then right after A-levels in 2017, somewhere around end of 2017, in 2018, I started teaching. I started teaching at a very small scale, mainly doing a few individual classes, helping a few juniors from my own school, right? That is how it started. So 2018. And then in 2019, I got into uni. So I studied in University of Colombo, Faculty of Management and Finance. I specialized in business economics. That is my specialization. So until I started university in 2019, I was doing a kind of a job as well, but I also started teaching. But then teaching was at a very small scale, right? Small individual group classes, that was the kind of teaching that I was doing. And then in 2020, that is where COVID hit. So the moment COVID hit, so all these small group classes and stuff that I did had to stop because lockdown, no meeting, nothing. And that is where I started off teaching online in 2020. And since then, from 2020 onwards, since then up until now, I have been continuously having repeated batches. 2020 was my very first proper A-level batch. Before that, I was doing these small individual classes. But 2020 is where my first batch started off. And we're going on and on and on. And now you all are the 2028 batch. That is my 8th batch that I am teaching. So that's how my teaching journey went out. Then apart from that, I graduated from the University of Colombo. I do have a first class degree. I'm not sure how many of you all know what a first class degree is, but that is like the highest you can get from a local university. And since then, I graduated in 2022. And since then, I have been working at this firm called Frontier Research. It is a macroeconomic advisory firm in Sri Lanka. So I don't just teach econ. My full-time job is also working as an economist. The reason that I do that, if you usually look at most teachers out there, they are full-time teachers, full-time tuition teachers who teach at multiple institutes. I am a bit different. Personally, for me, one thing that I have in life is that whatever that I do needs to have a challenge. Whatever that I do has to be interesting. So that is why I still have my full-time job, which I work as an economist. And the fact that I work as an economist helps me a lot to bring the real world examples into the class. Because I feel if I'm just only a tuition teacher, the amount of knowledge that I might have to bring in will be very limited. Because my full-time job itself is advising clients. So our clients are like the big banks in Sri Lanka, the big conglomerate firms, the multinational firms. So they are our clients. So we do presentations to the boardroom, all of them. That is how it works. My job is actually flexible. So Tuesday and Thursday is where we have to physically go to work. Other days we work from home. So today also I'm working from home, but morning I had to go for a meeting, but I came back by around 2:30. I got back home. So it's a flexible job. That's why I can do the class at this time as well. But it's a very interesting thing because working as an economist, you don't do the same thing twice. It's always new things happening. And right now, especially with the war that is happening, right? You all have heard the Iran, US, Israel war that is happening. There's so much of things that is happening to Sri Lanka, right? Oil prices, your petrol, diesel prices, then what will happen to Sri Lanka's exchange rate, our exports. So much of things that clients also have things, so much of things that we are also researching, exploring, and, giving advice to our clients. So that is my full-time job. And the fact that I do that helps me a lot with actually teaching, because otherwise my teaching becomes very boring. Otherwise, we will just be learning just the theory. So I do that full-time job, plus I teach. And that is the reason that I only do an online class. Now, a lot of you all ask me, so where do you teach physically? I don't do a physical class. All my classes only happen online, and I only have one class. I don't have multiple classes for the 2028 batch. This is the only class that is happening. I might be teaching at various institutes, right? Some of you all are from iTutor, my own one. Some of you all are from Master Academy. Some of you all are from Satya College. You might be in different institutes, but you all join the same Zoom class. Reason, one, I work full time, so I don't really have the time to do multiple classes. Two, personally, I don't want to do multiple classes because for me, whatever I do has to be personally interesting and fulfilling to me. Now, if I have to repeat this exact same thing that I'm telling you, if I have to repeat it to another bunch of students tomorrow, that is so boring. I don't know. Have you all seen certain teachers do teach? They have around 5 different institutes that they are a part of. They have an online class. They are part of this institute, that institute, that institute. I have a lot of respect for those people, but I just don't know how they do it. Because personally, it's so boring. Right? Imagine teaching the same thing, telling about myself in 1 week, telling it to 5 different people in 5 different classes. That really gets bad. So for that reason, also, I don't do multiple classes. I just have one class, and that class happens online. And I'll show you how this online thing actually works. Right? We'll talk about class times also. Then apart from the fact that I work, apart from the fact that I was from the University of Colombo, I've completed SIMA as well. That was while I was at university. I was a part of a lot of clubs and societies at uni, right? So many different things. We'll talk about all of that along the way. So that's a bit of an introduction to me. Now we'll move on to your subject. Your subject right now over here is economics. Now, you all have not really heard what econ is about. Now, for those who are doing the commerce subjects, some of you all might be doing accounting, business studies. Some of you all might be doing IT. Some do econ, right? Multiple combinations. Different schools offer different combinations. But I'll give you a little bit of an intro on what is economics and how does that actually help you. Now, econ lamai is a subject that will help you no matter what you do in life. Now, for example, if you take a subject like accounting, if you are an accountant, definitely if that is your career, if that is what you like to do, then you will definitely use accounting. But let's say if you move into any other path, your accounting knowledge might not be very relevant. But that is not the story for economics. No matter what you do in life, whether you are an engineer or whether you are a doctor, knowing econ helps you a lot. So I'll just give you simple stories, Lamai. In very simple sense, knowing proper economics helps you make money. Right? You understand how, for example, exchange rates work. You understand how interest rates work. You start to understand how, for example, share markets, investments, and because earning money doesn't always have to be Lamai going to office and earning money. There are so much of ways that you can earn money. So you will start understanding, right, how treasury bills, treasury bonds work, right? Where you can invest your money, right? Where are the risks coming from? What is the government doing? How are the government changing their taxes? Now, for example, you will understand, Lamai, how this war that is happening. Now, you all know there is a war that is happening, Iran, Israel. So how does that war affect, let's say, Sri Lanka? Then how does that affect, let's say, if you are a share market investor, how does that affect your share prices? What will happen to interest rate? Let's say you have put money in a bank account, then what happens to those interest rates? Let's say if you are an importer or exporter, let's say you have a small import business, then you have to pay in dollars. Then what will happen to the exchange rate? So no matter what you do in life, Lamai, econ is a subject. Knowing it, again, when I say econ is subject, it's not about memorizing the subject, but understanding economics practically helps you understand, Lamai, how countries work, how the world works, how money works, how you can actually sort a lot of things and become successful in life. So on my end, when I am teaching, I will teach you econ in a way, not just for this A-level exam. Yes, I will teach you to get this A-level exam done, but I will teach you econ in a way that you can use it no matter what you do in your life. The practical element is what is most important, not memorizing definitions and making sums. That is not what you do. Now, for example, I work as an economist. What we really learn as theory in class is not what I go and apply in the real world. So I'll show you the connection as well. Theory is this, but real world, this is how things actually work. So we'll learn econ in a modern way, is what I would say. Right? We're not going to learn econ the very traditional way, by hearting definitions, memorizing advantages, disadvantages. That is not what we are going to do. We're going to understand this practically, and we're going to learn it in the modern way out there. So right now, your classes, Lamai, will be on Wednesday from 4 to 6 p.m. online on Zoom. This exact time is what we will use. But after August, now usually Lamai, I do my classes at night because this 4 to 6 p.m. also Lamai is not a very convenient time because some of you all come after school, you get late to come. Some of you all have sports practices, different things out there. So what I will do is until around August, because I don't have another time left, until around August, we will do it from 4 to 6 Wednesday. From around September onwards, what I will do, Lamai, from September onwards, I will move the class to Thursday night. I'm informing this well ahead, so you can keep that class time free. For now, it's Wednesday 4 to 6. September this year, that is in another 5 months. In September, I will move it to Thursday night by around, it says around 7 to 9 p.m. That is where your class is. So then you can go to school and come have a nap, do your sports practices if you want. By 7 o'clock, if you settle back at home, you can get it done. Right. So that's the class time. Right now, I have multiple batches going in my class. In my 2025 batch, there are around 500 students who attend my classes. I have closed registrations at 500. I'm not taking any more. My 2027 class, there is around 350 to 400 students there as well. And then, yes, right now, you all are also starting off with me. So we'll go into more detail and then we'll get started. Yes, I'll talk about the subject combination also. Now, one thing that I want you all to have in mind from the very beginning is you need to have a target. You can't be doing A-levels for the sake of doing it. You can't be doing A-levels because your mother told you to do A-levels. You can't be doing A-levels because your brother or sister did A-levels. You need to have your own target. You need to have, and you need to do what you like. Now you have, Lamai, multiple subjects that you can do under the commerce stream. The most common subjects for the commerce stream is you can do accounting, business studies, and I'll just write those down as well. These are the commerce people. Arts people, you all have different other combinations. So for accounting, business studies, economics. Now, these are the Lamai common subjects that you have for commerce. Now, some students, instead of these three, it depends on the school also, right? Some schools will give you, instead of BS, they will ask you to do econ. Instead of BS, they might ask you to do, let's say, IT. Instead of econ, they might ask you to do IT. Right? There are schools like that. So apart from that, there are people who do, for example, they do IT. There are some people I have seen who do business statistics. Right? Mostly it has been those. Right? Those have been the commerce subjects. There have been a few other subjects also like English, different things. But mainly these are the commerce subjects out there. Usually most people will do these three. Depends, Lamai, what my advice is, do the subjects that you like. Right? There are these Z-score advantages and all also for certain subjects. But don't worry about those. You do subjects that you like. Right? So that's why we are even having this free month of classes. After you come for this free month, see whether you like economics. If you don't like economics, if you think economics is a useless subject, that is not something I want to learn, you don't have to do that. Like you don't have to feel bad, Arshad sir, if I lose, he will lose the student. It's not about me, Lama, it's about you. Like you come to this entire month, see whether you like econ, see whether if econ makes sense for you. If that is a subject that you like learning, is that something that you think you can do also? Now, sometimes, Lama, some people, they like a subject, but they're not good at that subject. Now, I remember I had a friend during O-levels. She had failed O-level science. So O-level science, she had failed. But she wants to do bio. Now, there is a bit of a problem there. Yes, she likes to do bio. But practically just think, if you can't pass O-level science, how are you going to do A-level bio? That is going to be much more harder, no? So you have to do what you like, plus you have to be realistic on what you can do also. You can't, be Very unrealistic there. So you select the combination that you like. Now, as a commerce student, or even let's say an art student, I told you at the beginning, you need to have a target, and we'll set that target right away. And that is what we will be working for from today onwards for the next 2.5 years. Roughly, there are around 50,000 students doing A-levels in the commerce stream. Art stream, there is a bit more than this. I remember 2025 numbers are not out yet, but 2024, there were around 80,000 students. Some of you all are commerce students, some of you all are art students. Arts and commerce people, both of you all have econ as a subject. Econ is a common subject, same paper, same everything. It doesn't matter whether you're arts or commerce. So your target is, out of the 50,000 students out there, I want all of you to aim to come among the top 100. When I say top 100, I am saying Lamai come among the top 100 in the island, top 100 in the entire country, out of 50,000 people. So that is, you're among the top 0.2% in the island. So I'm telling you, have a target where you have an island rank less than 100. You're between the 1 to 100. Now, some of you all might think, what on earth is this fellow talking? I barely passed O-levels. O-levels also, I don't think I will have 9 A's. O-levels also, I don't think I will do that great. This fellow is talking about doing what? This fellow is talking about coming among the top 100 in the island. Even if you can come among the top 300 in the island, that is still brilliant. Now, this fellow is talking top 100 in the island. I'll tell you a very important point, Lamai. The important point here is O-levels and A-levels are completely two separate things. Now, A-levels right now, now think of it, for example, as a marathon. Think of it as a race. All of y'all right now are at the starting point. No one is ahead. So in the 2028 batch, whoever who will become the first in the island, right, in your batch, whoever who will become the first in the island in the commerce stream is also starting to study now. Right now, all of y'all are at the same level. What you did for O-levels doesn't matter, Lamai. O-levels is completely different. There may be small things you will bring in, but right now, all of y'all are at the same starting point. Now, during O-levels, Lama, you all remember from grade 1 to grade 11, you all know your class positions, this fellow is always last in class, this fellow is always first, you had that big gap. But right now, all of y'all are at the same place. Even the first in the island and even the last person who might be the person the worst in the island is also at the same point. What you do in this next 2.5 years is what will actually matter. What you did so far doesn't matter at all. Whether you were the smartest student during O-levels, brilliant, good for you, I'm happy for you. Even if you were a very average, normal, basic person, that's fine. Maybe even if you are a very weak student, I will give you all proper plans even for the weak people, right? Because as a teacher, it's not about only helping the smart people. Smart people anyway get the work done. For me, my goal is to help the really weak people at least to come up. So even for you all, it doesn't really matter where you are, where have you been. Remember, right now, y'all are at the same level. So all of you can get here. And I know enough, and now y'all have not yet got your O-level. When are your O-level results coming? Have they given in a date for O-level results? No? May? Right. So I won't even ask you what your O-level results are, don't worry. Because for me personally, I don't judge anyone by their O-level result. It doesn't matter for me what you get for your O-levels. For me, everyone is equal. Everyone is at the same starting point, and I will take you through that journey. So no matter what you have been doing, now there are enough and more people that I know, my friends, my students, who are very average students during O-levels. For O-levels, there are enough and more students out of the 9 subjects. They might have only got, let's say, 1 A or 2 A's. And maybe that A is also for the very easy English paper. Or maybe, something like religion, some easy paper, they have got an A. But people with 1A, 2A for O levels, they have gone into Lamai being the top 100 in the island in A levels. Same way, there are people who would have, been 9As, got 9As for O levels, who have also gone and messed up A levels. And there are enough and more stories like that. There is no guarantee that just because you get 9As for O levels, you're the most successful person in A levels. Nothing like that. Just because you're very bad at O levels, you will also be bad at A levels. Nothing like that. All of y'all are starting at the same point. Your O-level result, what you have been doing in the last 11 years, doesn't matter. So all of y'all need to start believing you can get to this point. That has to be your target. You're not going to spend this 2.5 years just to pass A-levels. You study for 2.5 years. A-levels is a 2.5 year thing, no? Studying for 2.5 years, spending money for classes, your time, effort, parents' effort, all of that. You can't just pass this exam, Lama. If all what you do is just get 3 S's and pass this exam, I feel you have wasted this 2.5 years. All of y'all who are here in this meeting right now, you need to have that ambition. I will take you there. I will show you how my students have got there as well. You need to have that ambition. You need to have the target. What I did in the past doesn't matter. Right now, everyone is at the starting point. So think of this as a race. All of y'all are at the starting point right now. What you do in this 2.5 years journey is what will take you there. There is a long journey to go. 1 year later, if you're still in the starting point, then there is a problem. Because 1 year later, we would have done a lot of things. A lot of people would have learned a lot of things. And 1 year later is if you're going to start classes or learn at that point, then you are a little behind. But right now, everyone, because the best thing you have to imagine, Lama, right now, even the island first in your country, right? I don't know. Island first in your batch. I have no idea who that is. The island first in your batch might even be in this class or maybe sitting in another class. That island first is also still learning what is economics, introduction for economics. That is where they are. So you can be that first, right? Work hard in this 2.5 years, and this is your final years of your schooling life. Give it everything you have. And when I say give it everything you have, I don't want you to be a nerd. I don't want you to be the person who is only studying 24/7. No. Right? If all what you have done at the end of these 2.5 years is get 3 A's, get a good island rank, but what if you can't face an interview? What if you don't know how to talk proper English and communicate properly? What if you don't know the basic IT skills, like basic handling Microsoft Excel, Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, making a presentation, making some charts? What if you don't know those? Then there is a problem there as well. So while you work on everything else, work on your personality, right? Work on how you present yourself, work on how you talk, work on your basic IT skills. When I say IT skills, now I don't want you all to do coding and make softwares, but basic stuff, right? The basic AI tools, right? Let's say ChatGPT. Do you know how to use those? So we'll work on those as well. That is also very important, because don't think, Lama, just because you get 3 A's, just because you get island ranks, everyone will come behind you to give you jobs. That's not going to happen. Do you think, Lama, right now when I'm applying for a job, let's say, do you think anyone gives a shit about what my island rank is? Do you think I can go and tell the officer here I was top 15 in the island in 2017, give me a job? They'll be like, fly a kite. It will matter, but only having that will not matter. That's my point. Yes, we'll target for good island ranks, we'll target for good grades. Along with that, you have to work on your other skills also. Okay, I will take you there. Just trust the process. So is the target clear? Yes. Because without a target, you're going nowhere. You can't be doing this A level for the sake of doing it. You're doing it to do what? To get among the top 100 in the island. By any chance, if you don't get among the top 100 in the island, you will at least get among the top 200 in the island. You'll at least get among the top 1,000 in the island. That is still a very good result. Out of 50,000 people, if you're among the top 1,000, that's still good. But I won't say top 1,000. For now, I will say top 100. We'll shoot for the moon. If you don't hit it, you'll at least hit a coconut tree. So shoot for the moon. If you miss, you'll at least get a coconut. You land in a coconut tree, So you will shoot for top 100. And one thing, I'd be very honest, all of y'all who are in this class can't be in the top 100. Because in this class, there are more than 100 people. So not all of y'all will be in the top 100 also. That's okay. But maybe all of y'all can be in the top 200. There's less than 200 people. So we'll see, right? We'll see how it goes. Right. So with that target in mind, we'll then get into Lamai on this whole point on why you should do this class online. Okay. Now, a lot of y'all have this, I don't know, y'all might, when did y'all have Lamai COVID and online classes? Yeah. When was that? Yeah, 2020. But what grade were you in? Grade 6, grade 7? Yeah. So some of y'all have a bit of trauma about online classes that happened in grade 6 and grade 7. Do you all remember, Lamai, at that point, teachers were using a mouse and starting to annotate writing on the screen, and it was such a mess. Can't hear a thing properly, can't see the teacher properly, that kind of trauma is there in some of y'all. Right? So some of y'all, for that reason, what happens is you all just hate online classes. Why? Because your very first impression of an online class in 2020 was a very, very bad one. Right? Whoever would, because you can't scold the teacher, Lamai, because at that point, no one knew how to do an online class. In 2020, when you all start learning, right? Just imagine how your school teacher, who might be around 50, 60 years old, when you give her a laptop and give her Zoom, she doesn't know how to start a Zoom meeting or the power thing. You can't blame her. But then that was your first experience, right? And as a result, you have this trauma. You online, no, it doesn't work. It doesn't work like that. So first, let tell you, Lamai, I'll show you the benefits of getting this done online. And I will also tell you where you can have a physical class also. Okay. So starting off this point on why online. Now, the very first thing of why you should learn online is, Lamai, in this whole A-level 2.5 years, your time management is one of the most important things. Now, y'all don't see a problem of it right now, because right now, most of y'all have not even started school, no? Have you all started school? Not yet, right? Most of y'all know, no? Right. So in a few months, y'all will start going to school, the schooling people, like private candidates, y'all at home. Then right now, Lama, y'all only have 3 classes a week. Right? One class for econ, one class each for your other 2 subjects. So what happens is, Lamai, little by little by little by little, your workload will increase. You start with just 3 classes. Right? This is 3 classes a week. Then you now start going to school. And then 1 year down the line, Lama, we will start revision classes. We will start different other classes. And then right now for my 2026 batch, that is the batch doing classes A-levels in August, I have 4 classes a week. And because we are doing so much of work. Right now, you all only have 1 class, but little by little, when you all also come to that point, you all will also have. So right now I have 4 classes a week for my 2026 students. That will be the same for your also. Then imagine the other 2 subjects also having that amount of classes. Coming closer to your A-level exam that year, you all will be having to going to school. You have to go to school, and you have, Lamai, around 12 classes a week, let's say. Some classes might not be this one. Some classes may be morning to night. There are classes like that. Then imagine at that point, right now you won't feel it, Lamai, because right now your workload is very small. But at that point, you will realize if all those classes are physical classes, you will not have a single time to study. Because when you have to go to school and when you have 12 classes a week, let's say you 10 classes a week, that is still more than 1 class a day. No? You will just be in the road, traveling up and down in the bus, maybe in a 3-wheel, maybe in your parents' vehicles, going up and down and down and down, getting ready, going to class, getting ready, coming back. That's how your week is going to go. You're just going to be too tired, too exhausted. You're not going to have time. So the fact that you have an online version of a class, you don't have to have all three of your subjects online, right? It depends. Now, I totally understand that physical classes are more fun. Physical class, now you have your friend. Now, right now, next to you, no one is there. No? Or maybe your mother is listening to the class and waiting. But apart from that, your best friend is not there next to you right now. But in a physical class, your best friend is there. Right? Both of you all are, cracking jokes and listening and waiting. And in a physical class, some of you all might start looking at your crush also. Your crush also comes to class. You're also going to class, right? Nice feeling, right? And then some of you all fall in love during that period, right? The couples, they come early to class also, right? Class starts at 4 o'clock, 3:30 itself. Those two have come to class and they're sitting and waiting. Right? So, all of that will happen, Lama, in a physical class. So I totally agree that a physical class is fun, right? It's fun, your friend is there, your crush is there, everyone is there. But if you really want to balance everything out, if you have all three of your subjects as physical classes, that starts getting difficult. That becomes difficult now. So if you really want that fun aspect, maybe out of your three subjects, maybe for one subject, go to a physical class, maybe maximum two. I personally won't recommend all three as physical classes. That will get hectic, not now, closer to A-levels. That is where it will get hectic. I'm telling you the reality. So maybe, yes, all three online is also perfectly fine. But if you really want a physical class, maybe I would recommend a physical class, maybe for a subject like accounting. I think because accounting is where you have to make sums and all. No? So then if you go to a physical class and even, timing and doing a paper, and for econ and all, my timing is not a big problem. Accounting only tagga time color, you have to finish the paper on time. So maybe for a subject like accounting, I may feel a physical class is better than online one. Online also works, but that's up to you, right? Maybe theory subjects even could be an online thing, right? So you balance that out. So having this class online will help you save a lot of time and it will help you balance everything. That is the first reason why you should be learning online. The second reason, that is mainly specific to my class. The best part about my online class is, Lamai, every single class that I do, I'm repeating, every single class, including today's class, all of these classes will be recorded and they will be uploaded on my website. So as long as you are a student of mine, you have that recording. And the best part is, Lamai, that recording will only be deleted or it will only expire when you do A-levels in 2028. So what does that mean? By any chance, if you miss a class, now I want you all to be a part of them, be a part of sports, become a prefect in school, be a part of clubs and societies, right? Do all what you can because this is your best last 2 years. Right? If the only thing you're doing in these last 2 years is just studying and studying, you're losing. So be a part of it. Go out there, do everything. Like prefect to sports to clubs to do part of everything. By any chance, if you miss a class, maybe because of prefectship work, because of some duty, some sport, you don't have to worry at all. The recording is there on my website. You don't have to, after every class, you don't have to drop me a text or our admin a text and asking, sir, can you send the recording? Sir, can you send the recording? Nothing like that. Within 24 hours of the class, I will upload the recording on my website. So if you miss the live class, please come to the live class. But by any chance, if you miss the live class, tomorrow, within 24 hours, log into the website, watch the recording, and come to the next class. Until A-levels, you will have. And the best thing of that is, Lamai, now let's say 2 years later, you want to come and recap what you learned today. So 2 years later, if you want to come and recap what you learned today, you can't do that in a physical class, Lamai. But in my online class, the recording is there. So even 2 years later, if you have forgotten today's part, we'll learn today's part soon. If you have forgotten that, you can come back and learn today's part. So you will never miss a class. And mainly for A-levels, Lamai, every class is connected, especially for something like accounting. In accounting, lamai, sometimes if you miss 1 or 2 sessions, third session when you go, you have no idea how to do the sum, right? And even econ, same story sometimes. It's connected. Some parts are not connected, some parts are connected. So let's say by now in a physical class, let's say you miss 2 weeks. You miss 2 weeks and you go in the third week. Now you don't know what is happening. Teacher is teaching, you don't understand. Then what happens? Then you start scolding the teacher. You, this is not good. I can't understand. But the problem is, you are the one who has missed the 2 classes. But in an online class, that won't happen, Lama. Even if you get sick, even if you go for anything, even if you go abroad for a week, you miss a few classes, you can still watch the recording, come to the next class. You will never miss a class as a result. And especially because of this, Lamai, in my class, right, I will talk about the island ranks and all of those also. But one main feature in my class is, Lamai, even the most average student, right? When I say average student, let's say who would have, let's say, got only 2 A's for O levels, still gets an A for economics because of this recording factor. Because some people, Lamai, some of you all are very smart. When I teach it the first time itself, it goes into your head. But some of y'all, that is not how your brain is made. That is how God has made you, Lamina. We can't complain about that. Right? Some of y'all are slow learners. That is the truth. Right? Some of you all know around 2-3 times that has to be told, then only it goes into your head. So then, Lamina, the recording is there. You come to class, you learn it from me. If you miss a part, connection issue, that issue, this issue, you are a slow learner. You can go back to the recording. You can even pause it and watch, no? You watch a 5 minutes, put it into your head, pause it, go to the next. So even if you're a slow learner, you can get it done. And as a result of that, that is where am I in my class, even the average student who has been following classes properly gets that A. It's not just the smart people, because smart people, whether you come to my class or another class, you will get that A. I'm not saying just because you come to my class, you're getting an A. No. The past people, the smart people, you will get that A no matter where you. Whether you come to me or not, I'm not trying to chase you away, but I will guide you. But I'm telling even the average person, you can get that done. Yeah. So that's the second thing. I'll just show you my website also. Website access, you all will not get this month. You all will get it next month. Now, this month, the classes are free, no? So this month, so I will just openly upload the recording on YouTube. From next month, where the paid classes start, then I won't put on YouTube, then everyone can watch, no? From next month onwards, I will put on the website. So I'll just show you the website also just for you all to have a look, right? So right, the website we will make and we will give you all details, don't worry. So you have to log in. It's a very simple website, right? So the website is Lamai. Yes, second. LMS dot. It's loading a little slow. Hold on, not Master Academy Online. I went to Master Academy to get the logo. So the website is itutorsl.lk, lms.itutorsl.lk. You will get a username and a password. So far, you all don't have. Next month, when you pay the fees, we will give you a username password. For now, it will be on YouTube. For now, not on the website. So you put your username and your password. You all will get one. Don't share it with anyone else. You will get your username and password. You click on login. And when you click on login, there is home page, dashboard, all of that. You can maybe go to the home page or you can go to my courses. So you all will see the classes. Now you all will not see all these classes, right? You all will have 2028 unit 1. Now I'll just show you 2027 unit 1. Here the third one that is there with a small cartoon. So 2027 unit 1 here, all their classes, session 1, session 2, session 3, session 4, all the unit 1 classes are there in this. So even if today, if they want to go back and watch unit 1, they can do. Same thing will happen for you all also. So likewise, for every unit, a new class, a new folder is open. New folder means folder is a classroom. So here, even if you look at this here, this is 2026 batches. 26, unit 1, unit 2, unit 3, unit 4, unit 5, 6, 7. So everything systematically gets uploaded on the website. So as long as you are a paid student during that month, you will have access. So you will never miss a class. You can always go back and watch the recording. You will always be on track. That is the best part, Lamai. Yes, again repeating, physical classes will be fun, but a physical class will not have that advantage that we are talking about. So that part is there. That's the second one, the fact that you will never miss a class. And the third one, Lamai, just because my class is online, I don't believe in sending PDFs. Whatever that we study, Lamai, yes, we'll talk about exams also. Whatever that we study, it has to be nice, no? How many of you all have this thing? You have to have a nice note, then only you will really want to study. If your note is very untidy and you have scribbled and you have so much of blanks in your notes, you don't want to study, right? You need to have a proper, nice, complete note. Then only you all will feel like studying. And if you just have, for example, let's say just the PDF, I don't think any of you all will ever feel like studying. So that is why on our end, we will print Lamai and send you a complete set of tubes. Now, most of you all would have got this, right? For those who have not yet got it, you all should get soon. If you have not filled the registration form, I send it on the group. Make sure that you fill. So inside this tube, and now this main file set, Lamai, this is given only to the main theory class students. There will be some students who might buy recordings later on. For them, we only give the main tube. But inside this file, you have a lot of things, right? So if you look at inside this file, you have your main tube. This is the tube that we will start today. Okay. Then you have all the Unit 1 past papers from 2011 to 2025, every single past paper, MCQ, essay questions of just Unit 1, categorized, put for you, so it's easy to do questions. Then you have Lama, something called a workbook. You have some MCQs and there are some answers at the back. Then there is a blank paper. This is not a printing error. You'll see that there is a blank paper saying short note. Yes, blank paper, short note. So that paper, Lama, you have to make the short note. I will tell you in the future classes how to make the short note, right? For now, just keep it like that. That is the paper that you will use to make a short note. Then there is something called a PPC worksheet. So all of those are there, Lama. So I will on my end. So this is just unit number 1. So for every unit out there, you will get a complete set of tudes, and you can use those tudes to get your work done. You don't need to have a separate exercise book or CR book. No. On your end, if you can have maybe a couple of highlighters, maybe a few colored pens, and even boys, that is okay. I know there is this conception, no, me, boys, y'all are cool people. Y'all don't take a pencil case and go. You all borrow a pen from someone else. You don't have to be that cool, right? If you think that is cool, I don't think that is cool, right? So even if you're a boy, have a small pencil case. This is your education. No one is going to remember 2 years later, this is the cool fellow. This fellow didn't bring pencil case to class and come. No one's going to remember that. They will remember your A-level result. And it's your A-level result that will help you get somewhere in life. Have a small pencil case, right? In your pencil case, have a pen, right? Have maybe 2 highlighters. Have maybe, let's say, 2 or 3 colored pens, right? And have a complete set, maybe a ruler, a pencil, a eraser, that's fine. You don't have to have fancy. Now, girls, anyway, you all have fancy ones. No? Yes, girls. Your pencil cases are at the size there you can kill someone. Yes, you have a 30 size pencil case. In that you have a scissor, you have a gum bottle, you have 10 different types of sticky notes. You have, everything there. So girls, fine. I'm just telling this for the boys because girls, I know you already have it. So for the boys, have that small, simple one. That's fine. You don't have to have a separate CR book, nothing. Whatever notes, and if you can have a sticky note, and you almost sticky notes, small ones. So have a small sticky note so that if there are extra things, then you can write on it and you can paste on the tute. Do you have to pay delivery charge for the tute? Yes. So tute level, there will be a delivery charge that is around 440, I think. That you have to pay. Now, I know some of you all might be reluctant to pay that delivery charge, but you need to understand, if you go to a physical class, for 1 day to go up and down and travel and all of that, you will be spending much more than that. So here, delivery charge also, you won't have it every month right now. So unit number 1, Lamai, we will be doing it for like 2-3 months. I can't finish unit number 1 in 4 classes. So then next month, you don't have to pay a delivery charge. That will come whenever tute is coming. It will come, Lamai. So that on your end, you will have to bear. I don't get a cent out of it. That is for the courier company. And so that's 3 main reasons. There are so many other reasons why you should. So those are 3 main reasons, Lamai, why you should get this done online, and specifically why online econ. We'll talk about how many chapters. That's my next part. I will come. And then some of you all also have this misconception that are the tutes free for the other classes? Free in the sense that my tute will be covered under your class fees. Right? You don't have to pay separate printing cost or anything for tutes, nothing like that. Some teachers charge. I don't. So usually if you pay your monthly class fees, if there are tutes for that month, that will be covered under that. You all will get. Because the reason why some teachers charge, because tute printing cost is a lot. Right? So I'll just tell you this month, not just for y'all. So for y'all also, I printed this tute, this whole set of tutes, the Spider-Man file and everything. That costed me around 1,000 rupees per set. The file, the tute, the papers, everything. And then even for my other batches, I had printed. So this month, anyone wants to guess my total printing bill? Any guesses? How much think in total I have to pay my printing guy? My total printing bill this month is a 943,000. And that's my total printing bill. So it's close to 1 million in terms of printing. So on my end, I do spend a lot of money on printing. Specifically, I'll tell you a reason why I do that. And some of you all will ask me, sir, how are you doing this class for free? Isn't it a big cost for you to print tutes? It is a big cost for me to print tutes. But what I do is, Lamai, on my end, I never do paid social media marketing. Right? I have never, ever in my entire class journey, I have never, ever boosted. I don't know. Do you all know Facebook boosting ads, sponsored ads? Facebook, Instagram, YouTube sponsored videos. So I have never, ever done boosted sponsored videos ever. Videos or flyers or nothing, which every other teacher might be doing. I have never done it. Instead, what I feel is, instead of paying that money for Facebook and making Facebook rich, yes, that is also marketing, Thamai, I will use that money to give it to my students. So that is why I use all the money that other teachers might be using on Facebook marketing, this marketing, that marketing. I use that money to print a free tute for you and give. It is a big cost, Thamai. So your tute is also around 1,000 rupees to print. But at least you all will benefit from it. And at least Facebook, I'm not making Mark Zuckerberg rich. I'm helping you all with it. So even if you don't continue my class, you at least have a complete set of Unit 1 tutes that you can use. So that's the thinking behind that as to why I spend so much and get the tutes rented. Then the other thing that you all have is that my online classes won't work. I can't really get island ranks with an online class. So I'll show you my back-to-back 2025. I have not made the flyer yet. I will soon make the flyer and share with you all. Back-to-back in the batches, we have continuously produced very top island ranks, top district ranks. So this is 2025, my 2 best students. I have the 6th in the island. Now, out of 50,000 people, coming among the top 100 in the island itself is a big achievement. So I have the 6th in the island. I have the 12th in the island. There are much more. I will make a flyer and I will send you all the details. But those were the top 2 there. Then I'll show you more details on my 2025. Let me show you some. So I don't manipulate my results at any point. I will show you the original file. This is my 2025 results Excel sheet. So this is how I collect the results is I ask the students to fill a Google form, like how you all fill the form to get the tutes. So after they do, they get their results, I ask them to fill a form. And when they fill a form, what happens is I get all of those information in an Excel sheet. So your details also I have in an Excel sheet. So then here, if you can see, these are my top 2 people, Metmi and Taruki. Here, this is the island rank, island 6th, island 12th, island 41st, island 61, island 66, island 70, island 102nd, 108. You need to understand, coming among the top even 200, 300 in the island is a huge achievement, right? Because you're looking at 50,000 students in the commerce stream. Arts stream, 80,000 people. So out of 50,000 people, you're coming in the top 200, 300. Can you brilliant? So this is the island ranks, right? So island ranks among the top 150 in the island, there are 13 students. So there are 13 people. All these 13 people are among the top 150 in the island. And if you look at my district ranks, right? So these are only district only 1 to 10. Right? District ranks, if I go 1 to 100, there are around 50 odd people. But if you only take district 1 to 10, there is how many people? There are 12 students here. So for example, here, Metmi is Colombo district 3rd. Tharuki is Colombo district 6th. Rachel is Jaffna district 10th. Sharunya is Vaunia district 1st. Asmita is Vaunia. Sorry, she's not. This one, yeah, she's Vaunia district 4th. Then you have here, there's enough and more people here. Ima, Zainab, right? So multiple districts, right? Not just Colombo, Jaffna, Vaunia, Kurunagala, Kandy, Gaul, all of that is there. And if you take, let's say, district 1 to 30, seconds, filter by condition. Less than or equal to 100. Sorry. Right, so I'll not go there. If I put the top 100 in the district level, there's around 58 people. I'll make a flyer and share. But that is proof. This is my latest results that is out there. I have not made the flyers yet. But that's proof that this online class works. Right? There are enough and more students who get island ranks to district ranks. And I don't think there is any other online class out there, right? Only an online class who gets this much of results, right? So that's the part there. So continuously now in 2025, we had the island 12th and the 16th, right? But I showed you some other results as well. 2024, we had the island 2nd, right? That is Induvara from Royal College. We had island 5th, that was my sister in 2024, Amila. And you had island 9th, right? I'm not going into others. There are enough and more people in the top 100 in the island, but these just top 10 in the island. Then last year, 2024, yes, even private candidates can get here, Lamai. So here, if you can see, for example, Induvara, Hana, Amila, these are the district ranks, right? Among the top 10 in the district. When you take district ranks, or you can take top 100, but if I take top 100, I can't make one fly because there are so many people. So that's the part there. So continue 2025, 24, this is 2023, right? 23 also, we had 23 students among the top 100 in the district. 2021, this is, right? In 2021, we had, this is just from one district 1st, 2nd, and 2nd. Second, you'll wonder how there are 2 seconds. One is commerce stream, one is arts, right? So all of that is there. So it works. You need to trust the process, right? This phobia of, online is bad, online doesn't work is not anymore. This is not the COVID days class that you did. This is a different class. We have proof of results. Everything is there. You have the recording, you get the printed tudes. So convenient. You don't have to travel. You save money, you save time, you do all of it, and you can get the work done. Z scores we'll talk about. Today, you don't need the exercise book. I'll tell you what to do. Right. So I hope that part is fine. I'll then get into your syllabus content. How many units do you have? In your A-level syllabus, you have 12 units. Econ syllabus, there are 12 units. Unit 1 to unit number 6 is the grade 12 syllabus, or we say first year of A-levels. Different schools call it differently. So first year of A-levels is unit number 1 to unit number 6. Today we will start unit 1. Second year of A-levels, or your grade 13, is unit number 7 until unit number 12. Now you will wonder, sir, 7 to 12, there are only 5 pictures. 5 pictures because my last one, I have combined the tude. 11 and 12 is together. So again, still 12 units in grade 12, 12 units in grade 13. Then how do you get your paper structure. And how does your A-level paper look like? Any guesses, Lamai? How much is your total paper out of? Total. At the end, they give it out of 100. Tamai, how much you think is totally out of? It's totally out of Lamai 200. Your econ paper is out of 200 marks. So how the paper is you have paper one. Now, this is the econ paper structure. Paper one, it's actually Lamai compared to other subjects, paper one here is easier. You can nicely target and get it done. Paper one is Lamai all MCQs. You have 50 MCQs. Okay, some of those MCQs only are there in your past paper tute. 50 MCQs into 2 marks each. Right? So you get 100 marks there. So out of your 200 marks, 100 marks comes from paper one. What is the structure for paper one? 50 MCQs. Each MCQ gives you 2 marks. The only difference from O-level MCQ to a A-level MCQ is, remember in O-level MCQs, Lama, you all had 4 correct options, no? Each MCQ, yes. I don't know if they have changed the format recently, but each MCQ has 4 options. Yes, no? Yeah. But now, in A-level MCQs, Lama, each MCQ has 5 options. So they have made it a little harder like that. Not 4. You have 5 answers, you have to choose one of that 5. That's how the MCQs are. We'll do, right? We'll do questions, don't worry at all. Then paper 2. So how does your econ paper 2 look like? So your econ paper 2, Lamai, there are 10 questions. So it is broken into subsection A. Right? Subsection A has question number 1, question number 2, question 3, question 4, question 5. Then you have subsection B. Subsection B, question 6, question 7, 8, 9, 10. And from this also, Lamai, how many questions do you think you have to do? There are 10 main questions. How many do you have to do? From the 10 main questions, you have to only do 5. So imagine the choice that you have. Each one of these questions, Lamai, are for 20 marks. But that doesn't mean like a essay 20 never. Inside one of these questions, Lamai, you will have subparts. For example, the first one, the second one, the third subpart. So each subpart might be between around 4 to 6 marks. So small sub questions are there. Each one of these questions, Lamai, is for 20 marks. So 20 mark questions, you have to do 5. Now then, can you do any 5 questions? You can't do any 5, Lamai, right? That doesn't mean, for example, you can do the first 5 in subsection A. So how it is, subsection A, remember I told you, you have your grade 12, grade 13 syllabus. Subsection A, Lamai, is from your grade 12 units. That is unit number 1 to 6. So unit 1 to 6. Subsection B is from your grade 13 units. That is unit 7 to 12. So you can't do any 5, Lamai. The option they give you is from each subsection, you have to minimum do 2 questions. What is the rule? From each subsection, minimum you have to do 2. So then how students do is, sometimes they do 3 questions from subsection A, 2 questions from subsection B. Some people do it like that. Or you can do the other way. From each one, minimum you have to do 2, total 5. So some people do 2 from subsection A, 3 from subsection B. You have a choice. You can't do any 5 out of the 10, but from each subsection, minimum 2. Because otherwise, what happens, Lamai? Everyone will do subsection A grade 12 units. No one will study grade 13 then. So therefore, they tell you, look here, you can't do any 5. Minimum 2 from each. Minimum 2, total, you have to write 5. So then either 3 and 2 or 2 and 3. One of the 2 is possible. And then the best part is, Lamai, each question, there is a designated unit. Now, question number 1 in paper 2 will always come from, Lamai, unit 1. I'll write the units also. Question number 1 is from unit 1. Now take your past paper tute out. Your past paper tute I have given inside the file. In the second half of the tute, the essay questions are there. All essay question number 1 is unit number 1. So you can nicely study and go now. Essay question number 2 is from unit number 2. Essay question number 3 is from unit number 3. Essay question number 4 is unit number 4. Essay question number 5 is from unit number 5 and 6. So you exactly know in econ, if I study unit number 1 and go, I can do question 1. If I study unit 2, they will not jumble units and questions. No, they haven't done that. Same thing with section B level. In subsection B, question number 6 is unit number 7. This is unit number 8. This is unit number 9 and 10. Both of this is unit number 11 and 12. So you exactly know this unit is from this. Format will not most likely change. If syllabus change maybe in 2029, they are talking about a syllabus change, then maybe they will change the format. But for y'all, they will not change the format. If they change, I will let you know. This is the format. That is there. No, format doesn't change. Every year, this is the format. So exactly, you know, this question is this unit. So you can properly study, you can properly target and go now. Now, after you study a unit, you can do all the past papers from that unit. Then how much of time do you get for these papers? Now, paper 1 is a 50 MCQ paper. Paper 2 is a 10 essay question, but you have to do only 5. How many hours do you get? Paper 1 is a 2-hour paper. So you have to do 50 MCQs in 2 hours. That's the time. Then paper 2, 5 essay questions, you have a 3-hour paper. So it's in total 5 hours. And how A-levels will go is, both of these papers will also be in 2 different days. Usually your first paper, A-level timetable. Now, what is your first paper in the O-level timetable? You all know that it's always the same subject, right? What's the first paper? First paper is always religion, no? Right? You always do religion. That's the first one that you all do. So just like that, in A-levels, the first paper is economics. So they will tell you your A-level starting day, most likely 2028 August. On the very first day, Lamai, you will have econ paper 1, that is a Monday. Tuesday, you will have econ paper 2, unless like there is a poor day, Monday or Tuesday. If it's normal working days, Monday econ paper 1, Tuesday econ paper 2. That's how the paper is. 2-hour paper 1, 3-hour paper 2. Is that okay, Lama? Is the paper structure all right? Going forward also, we'll recap these again, but broadly, this is how many marks are there. This is how the questions come. Yeah, right. Then the next part is on my end, especially given y'all. Yeah, reading time is also, reading time y'all get like 10 minutes. So paper 2, you get 3 hours and 10 minutes, I think. 10 minutes for reading time, okay? Then one more important thing is, Lamai, how many times will we learn the syllabus? So I am very different compared to most other teachers. You all will realize this along the way. I will finish the syllabus 5 times before you go to the A-level exam. No other teacher out there will do that. So I'll show you how I will do that 5. First, I will start, Lamai, your theory class. Now, that is what we are starting today, your theory class. Next year, by somewhere around March, right? Somewhere around March next year, March or maybe April, I will start, Lamai, your revision class. In the revision class, Lamai, we do papers. Now, theory class, Lamai, we do a little bit of papers, but revision is complete papers, right? Complete answer writing focus. So both this theory and revision class, my plan is I will finish the syllabus, Lamai, well early. I will finish both of this. Right? I will complete all the 12 units in theory, all the 12 units in revision by the end of December 2027. Now, this is April 2026. Ne? By next year, December, remember your exam is 2028 August. But by next year, December itself, we will not rush or anything. I will show you how I do it much earlier than most other teachers, right? Other teachers, Lama, they will usually drag it until 2 or 3 months before the exam. But I will finish both theory and in revision, Lama, you will do around 100 odd papers, right? So by next year, December, you all will be the only people in Sri Lanka who has learned the entire econ syllabus and who has done 100 papers for econ. Remember, I told you this is a race, marathon. All of you all are at the starting point. By next year, December, in that marathon, you all will be way ahead compared to the normal people just going to school or going to other classes. Because by that next year, December, you all are the only people who have finished theory and revision both. In revision, 100 papers you have done. This is around 8 months before your A-level exam. So twice the syllabus will get covered there. Then after that, I will start something called a fast track program. Now, this fast track program, a lot of people have copied it from me. They are also using the word fast track. I introduced this in 2020 when I started classes. Now everyone has fast track program. My fast track program is not other people's fast track program. My fast track program is not a program to do A levels in 6 months or do A levels in 1 year. That is not what I call fast track. My fast track program is a advanced revision program focusing on targeting island ranks. I told you, your target is to get top 100 in the island, then I have to take you there. So once you have learned theory, once you have learned revision, then what we do is we go through the entire syllabus again in the fast track, but we go through the most difficult areas of each unit, the most probable areas that can come in your exam. That is what we do in the fast track program. Fast track we are not going into basics and this is that. No, because you all have learned, Lama. You have learned theory, you have done revision. After doing that too, only you're coming to fast track. So fast track is not doing A levels in 6 months. It's the whole thing. Fast track is an advanced, very advanced revision program to target for island and district ranks. So that we will cover the syllabus again there. Then I will also be doing Lamai a mock exam series. That is towards the last 3 months of your exam, a mock exam series. Every week we do a full paper, right? Sometimes we might do 2 papers. So every week you do a A-level like paper. I will mark and give some of those papers. We will do it physically. Even some of your term exams, we will have physical plus online settings, right? So you all can choose. Every week you do a paper. You do a paper, do a paper, do a paper, do a paper, right? You do around 10, 12 papers. And then the next week is your actual A-level paper. So those papers are very hard, very tough. And if you can handle those papers, you can definitely handle whatever A-level paper that you get. That is the third, fourth time we will cover the syllabus. Apart from that, Lamai, also something I do is as a social responsibility part, I do Lamai a past paper class. And this past paper class, I do it usually for free. In this past paper class also, one by one past papers for every unit we will be covering. So in all of that, the entire syllabus, unit 1 to 12 gets covered. So ideally, 5, apart from this time, we'll have seminars and stuff. That is different. I will keep that aside. But in all of these 5, you will cover the syllabus 5 times. Mainly your theory and revision will be done. This is the biggest advantage I will say, Lamai, will be done by end of December next year. You will see all other tuition classes, school, everyone is still dragging and teaching, but I would have finished. Then the question is, how do you finish it early when everyone else is taking time? I'll tell you the reason why I finish it early or how I finish it early is in my class, I don't talk a lot of nonsense. Once I start teaching, I teach. I tell you the econ side of things. I bring the practical examples. I won't be talking in class, Lama. I won't be going in talking about my married life or my love story or, that, yes, maybe small things I might share. But you would have seen Lama, so many other teachers. You have a 2-hour class, 1-hour class. The teacher is talking about his love story. 1 hour, he's talking about some nonsense thing that is not at all relevant. I won't waste time there. So I saved my time there. Plus, every single class of mine will start right on time. So if the class is at 4 o'clock, today I was waiting for 5 minutes for y'all to join. Sometimes I don't wait as well. If the class is at 4 o'clock, y'all are expected to join by 3:55. Right? Nothing to dress or anything. No, you don't have to on your cameras, no makeup, no nothing, girls. At 4 sharp, I will start. If I feel that people are still joining, I will just wait for 5 minutes. Sharp 4:05, I will start. Usually what happens in a physical class is from 4 to 6. Sir will come at around 4:30. From 4:30 to something, he is either scolding a fellow or reading a chit or talking some nonsense. And then actual teaching, he will only do it for 1 hour. And that is why Lamai, the A-level syllabus gets dragged. And that is why closer to exams, they put full day classes. They do, night classes, all of it, because in the first 2 years, they have been, talking nonsense. That will not happen in my class. If you are someone who wants to listen to my love story and, these stories is what you want to listen to, this is not your class. Maybe find some other teacher. There are enough and more teachers who will talk about their love story and this and that. I am your teacher. I am not your love guru. I am not your brother or sister. I'm here to teach. And that is exactly what I will do. That doesn't mean we are just learning theory. We'll practically learn how things work. And that is how I save time, starting the class on time, not talking nonsense. Class gets done. So that's the 5 plan. We will cover the syllabus 5 times before the exam. How many term exams will you have? Usually at least around 4. I'll let you know how much you'll have, but there are enough and more exams that will happen. So what we offer, one thing that I am working right now for y'all, because for me personally, my only competitor is my own self. I don't care about other teachers. I don't care how many students they have or what they do or what they don't. That's not my thing, because personally, I know if you start competing in life, there is always someone better than you. Life is not a competition. There is always someone earning better than you. There's always someone more happier than you. There's always someone better than you. Now, just imagine, even in income, first you say, okay, I want 100,000 per month. Once you are earning 100,000 a month, you're saying, my friend is earning 200,000. Then you want 200,000. Once you earn 200,000, you're like, my other friends are earning 300,000. I want that. You go on. At the end, you're comparing with who? You're comparing yourself with Elon Musk, the richest person in the world. And you die sad. Why? Because you always thought life is a competition. You always thought, that. So life is not a competition. That's a big advice I will give you. I'll elaborate on that later. So for me, one thing I do is I don't worry about competing with other teachers. I don't care what they do. For me, my competitor is my own self. I always do better than what I did for the last batch. So for your batch, I'm introducing something new. The main thing that I'm introducing newly, I'm still working on this. I'm working on a MCQ platform that will come from next month onwards once paid classes start. So every week after we do a certain part on the website, you all will have a small exam, small MCQ exam. You learn today's part, you do the small MCQ exam. Not long, like 10 MCQs that will take you around 20 minutes. So within the week, then you will learn that. You will do the MCQs, then you can see, okay, where you go wrong. How much did you get? Let's say from the 10, you only got 2 correct. Then you need to know, this week's part I have not understood. Something is wrong. Then maybe go watch the recording. Maybe come and ask your doubts. And then when people don't submit, I know. Then I know, okay, this week there are 300 people in the WhatsApp group, but only 250 have submitted answers. Then what happened to the other 50? Then I will drop a text to you and see what happened. Why did you not submit answers? Have you fallen sick? Did you forget how to this thing? So then that will help me track y'all. Plus, that will also help y'all to track yourself. Right? You will get it done little by little. Right? Doubts also you can ask on the chat box during class. So that's how it will go. What's the subject combination I took? I did the normal 3 subjects. In 2017, I did BS Econ and Accounting, right? So you'll have that weekly assessment starting from next month, ideally, once I make the website and that is done. Then apart from that, I told you, we'll cover the syllabus 5 times. You can watch all classes unlimited times until A levels, and you will have printed tutes couriered right to your doorstep. First month is completely free, and that is this April month. Come try it out, see how it goes, see whether you understand. And then from May onwards, you can pay the fee and you can register. The fee will be like 3,300 a month. That will include, you don't have to pay separately for recordings. You don't have to pay any printing cost for tutes or anything. All of that will be covered. Tute printing cost, recording, all will be covered. Courier charge is not covered. Courier charge you have to pay for the courier company. There is no registration fee, nothing for iTutor. You just have to pay the fee. That is in May. Don't worry about the fees now. Now worry about somehow coming to class, learning this, see whether you like the subject. Because if you don't like the subject, don't join in May. Because you have to do things that you like. Right now, for example, sometimes you might like the subject, but you just hate me. Then also it won't work. If we are to go in this 2.5-year journey, I have to like you, but I don't know who you are personally, so I don't hate anyone, don't worry. And you have to like me as well. I'm not saying you have to fall in love with me, but you need to like me. As a teacher, we need to have that good relationship. Then only this 2.5 years will work. If you just hate me and my voice is irritating you and my face is so bad that you get so annoyed when you see my face, it's not going to work. You then should find another teacher that will help you now. And I'm not the only econ teacher. There are other econ teachers also. So, but I'll tell you, if you trust me in this 2.5 years, I will take you in that journey. You just have to do what I am asking you to do. That's all that I'm asking you to. Right? So with that, I will end the introduction. I'm a part of 3 different institutes. Most of y'all, if you don't know which institute you are from, then you're from my institute. If any of y'all are in that WhatsApp group that has around 200 odd people, that is my own WhatsApp group, if I have added you. Some of y'all are in the Satya College WhatsApp group. That is the Satya College admin's number. Some of y'all are in the Master Academy WhatsApp group. Again, I'm telling you, what group you are doesn't matter. All of y'all are here, same class, same tune, same recording, same everything. Right? From next month onwards, the only difference will be you will be paying the fees for that institute. iTutor people, you will pay for me. Satya College people, you pay for Satya College. Master Academy, you pay for Master Academy. That is how it will go now. So no difference in anything. It's just that you will pay the fees for 3 different places. Same group, same message, same everything. I will send. Right. So with that, there are some questions. I will take it at the end of the class now. Right? With that, I will wrap off the introduction. Right. So I want to take 1 hour for the introduction, but I took 1.5 hours. But are there any top line questions that you all want to get clarified? I'll give you all a small break as well now. Any top line things? Subject combination, Econ, BS, IT. Econ, BS, IT, but I'm not sure if it made the right choice. For software engineering or web designing, I think definitely you do IT. Yeah, I think Econ, BS, IT should be okay if you want to do software engineering and web designing. BS will help you on the business side, how to start business and all. Econ will help you how to understand the world and all of that. IT will help you with your coding and all of that. That should be fine. School, no accounts, Econ, IT. It depends, Ramesh. It depends on the school. So I'm not sure what subjects the schools offer. Website, don't worry about it now, Lama. Website access you all will get from next month. For now, all the recordings, I will upload it on YouTube. Class fee, can you pay it physically at Master Academy? I will talk to them and I will arrange it. I'm not very sure. I will arrange it and see that. Right. So when the classes start from next month, will we get info about the classes through the group? Yes, I will inform in the group. All the groups you will get. Website, don't worry right now. Class time, usually it's 2 hours, but we might take a little bit more. Yes, you can call me and ask for doubts. No issue. WhatsApp is there. That's that. So these are numbers. So this is my personal WhatsApp number. I have another number that I use for classes also. I will little by little introduce you to those numbers. But if you have any questions and all, you can get it. Accounts is a must. Accounts is not a must. If you want to do accounting, you can do. If not, you don't have to. Right. So there are a lot of questions. I will how to pay fees. Don't worry about fees now. This month is entirely free. Just come for class. how to pay, when to pay, all of it, I will inform you 4 weeks from now. Then if you want, you can pay. A few teachers for accounting business studies. There are a few teachers I know. I will just drop me a text if you all want. I'll let you know. Right. So with that, I will end the introduction because I want to teach you all today also, because otherwise, if we only do the introduction today, I feel a little bad. So I will start with the unit also. Shall we take a quick 5-minute break if you all want to run to the washroom? And can you all come back by 5:40? I will go until around my 6:15. After that, there are some questions I did not answer. I will answer those after the class. Okay. So take a break until 5:40. You have around 4 minutes. Run around soon, get some water if you have to. Go to the washroom, come back. We will start unit number 1. Take a break and come. Okay, right. So welcome back. There are some questions on the chat box. I will clear them at the end of the class, right? Because we are already kind of running out of time. So I'll take it at the end. Okay, don't worry. I will somehow clear your question only and end the meeting. And yeah, you have my WhatsApp number also. In case I don't clarify, text me on WhatsApp. I will get back to you. Okay. So now what I want you all to do is open your file and take your unit 1 theory tute out. The main tute that is there, the main tute with the cover page with there is a cover page of someone falling. Who is that falling, Lama? In the cover page? Who is that fellow who is slipping and falling? You can see who's the guy who's slipping and falling. Yes, that's Donald Trump. There's a lot of things about the war as well. I'll teach you along the way. Maybe not today, but I'll explain the economics behind this war. How does this happen? Will unit 1 be by the end of this month? No, it will take at least 2 to 3 months to get done. Okay, so we'll start. We'll start with Lamai. Before we get into what is economics and the definition for economics, we'll start with learning Lamai, what is economic behavior. Now, for those who don't have the tute set Lamai, you can use the PDF version that I have sent on the group. To get the tutes, you have to fill a registration form. If you have already filled it, your tute should be on the way. The tute is sent for the 2028 people, not the others. And if you have not filled it, fill it so that tomorrow your tute will be then sent. Usually within a week of filling the registration form, you should get the tute to your hand. Okay, right. So starting with this part on economic behavior. Now, what is economic behavior? You all know, people have needs and wants. Remember, you all learned that in business studies. I'm not going to talk about needs and wants here. You all know needs are the ones we say essential for survival. Wants are various ways of fulfilling your needs, right? People have various needs and wants. And then these needs and wants that people have can be classified into two. You have my physical needs and wants and mental needs and wants. What am I saying? I'm saying people have my needs and wants. You have physical needs and wants, and you also have mental needs and wants. Now, what are physical needs and wants, Lamai? Physical needs, or you can say physical needs and wants. Physical needs and wants, Lamai, are the ones that you can fulfill by directly consuming a good or service. Now, for example, you all have Lamai a need for food. You're very hungry, right? You want something. You eat a burger, you eat a pizza, that need gets fulfilled, right? If you can fulfill it by consuming a good or service, that is what you call Lamai a physical need. You see, I'm saying the needs that can be directly fulfilled by the consumption of goods and services. These are what we call my physical needs. Then examples: food, shelter. Shelter means a place to live, clothing. Those are physical needs and wants. Then what are mental needs and wants? Mental needs and wants are the needs and wants that cannot be directly fulfilled by consuming a good or service. A good example, love. Right now, I know some of y'all, yes, do you at least have a crush? Yes. You might not have a girlfriend or a boyfriend, but at least have a crush. This fellow is nice, this girl is nice. No, from your O-level classes or O-level something, you would have not told people, but at least in your head, you have someone, right? So let's say, for example, you fall in love with this person now, right? This, can you fulfill this love with Lamai? No, falling in love and having affection, being treated kindly. Now, those things, Lamai, can we fulfill it by a good or service? By giving a chocolate, can you get love? No, right? Those are not things, Lamai, that you can fulfill by consuming a good or service. Now, that is why we say the needs that cannot be directly fulfilled by the consumption of good or services are what we call mental needs. So examples, spiritual development. Spiritual development is like, for example, improving your knowledge, feeling, very religious and all, and things like that. Then love, kindness, those you can't get by a good or service. But food, clothing, those you can get by a good or service. So my broader message again, people have needs and wants. They're classified into two: physical needs and wants, mental needs and wants. Physical can be fulfilled with a good or service. Mental needs and wants can't be directly fulfilled with a good or service. Then we'll come into our topic, economic behavior. Now, what is economic behavior? Economic behavior is about, Lamai, how people will use their limited resources, right? We'll talk about this in detail. How people will use their limited resources and how they will fulfill, Lamai, their physical needs and wants. In economics, sadly, now I know all of you all like to fall in love and talk about your crush and all of that is there. But sadly, in economics, we are not going to talk about mental needs and wants. We are going to talk about, Lamai, how people can fulfill their physical needs and wants. That is what you call, Lamai, economic behavior. What is economic behavior? Economic behavior is, Lamai, the activities that people do in order to fulfill their physical needs and wants. The activities that people do in order to fulfill their physical needs and wants. Once again, what is physical and mental? Physical needs and wants, Lamai, are the things that can be satisfied by the consumption of a good or service. Mental needs and wants, Lamai, are the ones that you can't fulfill by consuming good or service. For example, you can't get love from a good, you can't receive kindness from a good or service. But you can receive food from a good. You get a bun that is a good. So physical needs and wants can be fulfilled using a good or service. Mental needs and wants cannot be fulfilled with a good or service. Economic behavior is about how people or what people do in order to fulfill their physical needs and wants. We don't talk about mental needs and wants. So what people do, Lama, we'll talk about this, right, in detail. We'll talk about production, distribution, consumption, right? So much of different things we will be talking about. Is that okay so far, Lama, broadly? Fine. Giving food to a poor person is kindness. Giving food to a poor person, it's like this, Lama. For example, it might be an act of kindness. The food is not kindness. You giving that food is only kindness. So you can't say food is a mental need. Okay, right. Then, Lamai, right, I don't want you all to be 100% okay, Lamai. That is okay. Right? The more and more we talk about it, you will understand this better. For now, if something went into your head, that is fine. 100%, you don't have to memorize this. Don't memorize this and by heart this and come the next class or in logically. Okay, I'll summarize the whole thing in 15 seconds. People have needs and wants. Those needs and wants are of two types: physical needs and wants, mental needs and wants. Physical needs and wants can be fulfilled by consuming a good or service. Mental needs and wants cannot be directly fulfilled by a good or service. Economic behavior is the activities like consumption, production, distribution, the various activities people do in order to fulfill their physical needs and wants. Right? Not just mental, the physical needs. Here, if you want, you can add the word wants also, no problem. Okay, done. Then Lamai will go into this concept of what is economics now. So what is the definition for economics? So what is this economics all about? But you all will be learning a lot of interesting things. Lamai, this definition doesn't give justice to this. So we say economics is a subject that studies the relationship between scarce resources. Now, for example, Lamai, now when I say, what does scarce mean? Scarce means Lamai limited. Now, you all know our resources are limited. For now, resources, think of it as money. Later, I will teach you all resources. For now, think of it as money. Everyone has limited money. We don't have unlimited money. Nice, no, if you have unlimited money. So we have limited resources, scarce resources. Think of it as money for now. Okay. And those scarce resources might have alternative uses. Now, for example, let's say I have 1,000 rupees. With that 1,000 rupees, I can do so much of things, no? So much of uses. I can put a reload. I can, let's say, watch a movie. I can buy a kottu if I want. I can buy a small book if I want. And I can do so much of things. But I can't do all of it with my 1,000 rupees. I can't put a reload and buy a book and buy a kottu and go on watch a movie. I can't do all of it. So economics is a subject about Lamai. It studies how people use their limited, their scarce resources that have alternative uses and how they use that Lamai to fulfill all of your unlimited human wants. Now, you all also know, and if I ask you, Lamai, how many of you all at least want to own a car someday? Yes. Have your own car. Doesn't matter, Lamai. Girls, boys, girls also. I hope you all have that dream. Yes. Own your own car. What's the car that you would like to have? Any particular brand? Nice. Okay, there are BMWs, there are Porsches. Okay, there is a Dodge. Nice. Okay, there is a Rolls Royce. There is. Okay, there is a Merc. Okay, there is. Okay, there are so many brands, right? Now, if you take them, those are things that you would love to have, right? Those are your wants. Now, let's say, for example, you buy your first car. Now, I don't think, Lamai, the first car that you buy, let's say, will be a BMW or a Mercedes. Now, if you're rich and lucky, yes, maybe. But maybe when you buy your first car, you'll start with a small one, right? When you buy your first car, you will start with, let's say, a small one, like, let's say, a basic Toyota or, something like that. Or maybe a small BYD thing. And then, does it stop there, Lamai? Once you buy a Toyota, now what do you want? You want a better one, right? Now you want, let's say, for example, a Audi or a Merc. Then you want, let's say, a Porsche. Then you want a Rolls Royce. It keeps on going. No? Do you understand that human wants are unlimited? We have unlimited wants. I mean, we want so much of things. If you ask me what I want, I will tell you I want this, that. Right? I want so much of things. But your resources are limited. Think of resources as money for now. I'll teach resources later. But economics is a subject, Lamai, that studies how now people have limited resources, or we have, Lamai, we say scarce resources. And give me a second now. I think my internet is a bit slow. Give me a second. Let me switch to a hotspot. Give me 1 second. Give me like, when I say second, give me 30 seconds. And so I'll quickly switch to a hotspot that is fast. Sometimes when it rains, the signal gets a little bad. Mhm. Okay. Can you let me know if you can hear me now? Fine. Is it clear? It was, I think some people told me that it's a little this one, right? So I switched to a hotspot. Usually hotspot is a little better sometimes than the Wi-Fi, right? So back to my point, Lamai. I told you all, people have limited resources. Think of it as our money. But we have Lamai unlimited bonds. Now I only have, let's say, 100,000 in my bank account. But if you ask me, sir, what do you want? I will say, I want the latest iPhone. I want the latest MacBook. I want the latest car. I want this. I want that. I want to go to the moon. So people have Lamai unlimited wants. So you know what is economics about? Economics is about Lamai. It's a subject about how do you use your limited resources, right? Needs are anyway limited. Wants are the one that is unlimited, right? We'll come to needs and wants also in detail. We'll learn, don't worry. How do we use our limited resources? I think of it as our money for now. And how do we use it, Lamai, to satisfy our unlimited wants? So how do you properly use your resources and satisfy these unlimited wants? That is what Lamai economics is about. Now, even think about now that applies not just for you and me, it applies even for governments. Now, you all know Sri Lankan president, Anura Kumara Disanayak. Now, government also Lamai has a certain amount of money, they're charging taxes and earning money. Now, government also wants to do so much of things. They want to build a airport. They want to build a harbor. They want to give everyone money. They want to help the people affected by the cyclone. They also have so much of things to do. But with the money they have, limited resources, they have so much of wants. Make a karanna, araka karanna, do this, do that, do everything. But can they do all of it? No. So economics now helps you prioritize. Economics helps you, okay, these are my resources. This is what I have. With what I have, how do I use them best to fulfill my unlimited wants? That is what economics is about. So we say, I'll give you another definition. We say economics is a social science. Now, all of you all are here doing commerce because you all hate science. No, you all hate science. Yes. During O levels, I just hated biology. Useless thing. And I don't know who on earth uses biology, but the only thing in what is the most interesting thing in biology? Yes, what's the most interesting thing? No, not animals. What is the most interesting lesson in biology that you all like? The reproduction system. Remember, that is the most lesson that, I remember in O levels when we were doing that, everyone was in class during that lesson. Right? Other classes, everyone is sleeping. This one, everyone's listening. I think that's the only thing everyone would have listened. But usually, that's the most, I know biology was so annoying, right? I think the only thing that I remember in biology is mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Apart from that, I don't remember anything. I remember mitochondria. I know mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. I remember that, but nothing else there. But so now you're wondering, now all of you all hated science. And now I'm telling you, economics is also a science. What's the point here? Now, sciences also, Lama, you can classify it into two. You have natural sciences now, biology, chemistry, right? Those are natural sciences. And then you have Lamai, social sciences. Social sciences is Lamai, which studies human beings. So, for example, the behavior of human beings. Now, economics is a social science. Now, other social sciences are, for example, let's say psychology. I don't know. I don't know if there is psychology in A levels, but psychology is also about how people think, how people do stuff, and that is also another social science. So we said, economics is a social science. So what does social science means now? Study human behavior. So economics, we say, is a social science that studies how unlimited human wants are fulfilled through limited resources. We only have limited resources. We, business firms, governments, everyone, we have limited resources. But we want so much of things. How do you fulfill all of that with the little resources that we have? That is what economics is all about. It tells you, economics Lama helps you make decisions. Now, for example, let's say I have 100,000. Where do I invest this 100,000? I can't put this 100,000 in 10 different 100 places. No, okay. Should I put it in a bank account? Should I put it in the share market? Should I go and let's say give a loan to my friend? Where do I put this? Now, governments have some money. They have to decide, okay, do we start a new school project or do we use this for a highway? So how do you use those resources properly? Now, let's say businesses, they are going to make a decision. They have some money. They have decided, okay, do we expand this factory or should we buy another machine? Should we hire some more people? Should we, let's say come up with a new product? What do we do? So how you properly use those resources and how you try to satisfy your unlimited wants, that is what Lama economics is all about. Right? That is the definition for economics. Don't worry about memorizing this. Along the way, when we learn it, automatically these get clearer and clearer in your head. Right? That is the part there. Then I will go into Lamai the next part. Now I want to finish Lamai until page number 3 today. The reason for that is I told you at the end of the class I have a quiz. So in that quiz Lamai, I put all the parts until page number 3. So I will maybe I will go through maybe for today, since we don't have that much of time, I will teach you the basics. Next class, I will go through these concepts in detail. Right? Fine. Usually I go through in detail only, but if I go through in detail, then the class will go until very late. Yes, class time is 4 to 6 now. But I will quickly give you all a summary. Next class again, I will go through this in detail. So listen, I'm giving you a summary because those questions are there in the quiz. At the end of this class, we'll have a quiz, very fun one. Let's see how it goes. At the end, I will summarize the whole thing again. Don't worry. Right. So now we'll go into Lamai, the branches of economics. Okay. There are 2 branches in economics. One branch in economics, Lamai, is what we call microeconomics. And the other branch is called macroeconomics. Can you tell me, Lamai, what does the word micro mean? Basic English. What does micro mean? When someone says micro, what comes into your head? Small, tiny, micro, small, no? So what is micro? Yeah, not the car, okay? So microeconomics means, Lamai, this is the branch of economics that studies about a small part of an economy. For economy, think of it as a country. So microeconomics, Lamai, studies, for example, how individuals means people like you and me, how households, maybe for example, your family, how business firms, how they behave and how they make decisions. So microeconomics, Lamai, studies about a small part of the economy. For example, it studies about, okay, how do people, let's say, make decisions? How much money do households save? What is the cost of producing a good? What is the, let's say, profit of this business? It talks about a small part of the economy, Lamai. So I'll give you examples. We'll go into this detail next week. I'm just summarizing it so we can do the quiz. Okay, here's demand and supply of a good. For example, okay, what is the price of coconut? What is the price of rubber? And the micro, small part. The production of a firm, the cost of a firm. Let's say, for example, choices that people make. It's all the different things we learn later, but that is what you call microeconomics. You focus on a small part of the economy. Now, what is macroeconomics? Macroeconomics is the branch of economics, Lamai, where you study the entire economy, right? Macro means big, macro means large. So macro is where, Lamai, you study about the overall economy. Now, you, for example, look at the examples here, Lamai. Now, all of you all know, for example, exchange rate. Do we say, Lamai, exchange rate of one firm? Do we say exchange rate of, let's say, Cargill's? No, right? Firm means business now. We say exchange rate of Sri Lanka. So exchange rate is a macro concept. We're studying about the overall economy. We don't say no exchange rate of Colombo. We say exchange rate of Sri Lanka. Then, for example, things like, let's say, economic growth. Don't worry about what these are. That is the entire overall Sri Lanka's economic growth. Now, things like inflation. Inflation means that prices increase. Inflation doesn't mean price of one good is going up. Inflation means overall in the country prices are increasing. So inflation, employment, unemployment, right? We'll go into detail next week. Again, repeating, I'm just summarizing for the MCQs, the test. I will teach you in detail next class. So that is what you call macroeconomics. Lama. Microeconomics, right? Just repeating again. Microeconomics is a branch that focuses on individuals, households, firms, a small part of the economy. That is microeconomics. Macroeconomics, Lama, focuses on the overall entire economy. So aggregate output, aggregate means total, the total incomes of everyone, inflation rates, unemployment, let's say economic growth, exchange rate, imports, exports, for the entire economy, if you're talking about, that is macroeconomics. If you're talking about one product, one individual, let's say price of rubber. Price of rubber is not macro, it's about one product, micro. If you say overall prices, that is macro. And that is the difference between micro and macro. Is that broadly okay? Don't worry about perfecting it, but broadly it's something going to your head. Micro means small, small part of the economy. Like let's say about one person, no, one firm, no, one good. That is micro. Macro means you are studying the entire overall economy. If that went into your head, that is enough. Okay, right. Okay. There are some QR codes. I'll show you next class how this work. Then the next part I want to put it to you into your head, I will go through this again, is about my positive and normative statements. Now, what are these? In economics, you have two types of statements, positive statements and normative statements. Now, positive statements, Lamai, these are facts. Positive statements are facts. A positive statement, Lamai, is a statement that answers the question of what has happened, what will happen, and positive statements Namai can be verified. Verified means Namai, you can prove whether it is right or wrong. That is what you call Namai a positive statement. Let me just show you some examples. You all will understand, right? Now, for example, one example I am giving here is Lamai, I am saying the 4 factors of production. Have you learned factors of production in business studies? O levels? Land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. So this, for example, someone is saying the 4 factors of production are land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. Right? Land, labor, capital, entrepreneur. Now that is what? That is a fact. No, that's an obvious fact that everyone knows. So that is a positive state. Positive doesn't mean Lamai, it has to be correct. It can be wrong also. Now, for example, here they are saying Sri Lanka's unemployment rate in 2013 was 44%. That means 44% of Sri Lankans don't have jobs. They are unemployed. Actually, Lamai, our unemployment rate is only around 5%. But still, why is that a positive statement? That is a positive statement, Lamai, because you can prove it. Right? It can be verified. It can be wrong. That's okay. Right? Now, for example, if I come and say, in my class, I have 1,000 students. In my 2028 class, I have 1,000 students. Wrong. I am lying. But you can prove, no. You can go and see, my WhatsApp group, this much only are there. But that is still a positive statement, right? If I say, Arshad sir has 1,000 students in his 2028 class. Positive statement, because you can prove it. You can see, is it right or wrong? Now, for example, is Sri Lanka's unemployment rate 44%? Might be wrong. But if you want, you can do a survey or check the central bank report and see whether this is correct. See, then there's another one here. There is a negative relationship that exists between price and quantity demand. So they are saying, okay, if the price of a good increases, people will buy less. Quantity demanded means we'll learn unit number 2. Amount people buy. It might be correct. If the price increases, people might get less. So that is what you call a positive statement. Don't worry about the statement itself, but a positive statement is a fact. It's about what has happened, what will happen. And the most important thing, it can be verified. You can prove and see, is this right or wrong? You will understand this better once I teach you normally. Okay. Now, what are normative statements? Normative statements lamai are personal opinions. Normative statements lamai about what should happen. Now, for example, right, look at this. I am coming and saying the country should, lamai, don't get me wrong here. I'm just giving you all a summary for the quiz now. Next class, I will teach you all this in detail. For now, some of you all, this might look a little fast. This is because otherwise you all can't do the quiz. No, that's why I'm teaching it as a summary. Next class in detail, I will go through. Okay. So an example for a normative statement is, I am saying the country should increase monthly salary of every government worker by 5,000. Now that statement, Lamai, can you tell me, is that true or false? Can you say that? I am saying we should increase government salaries by 5,000. You can't say true or false, right? I will say yes. I will say yes, Pauno, government sector workers, they are working very, very hard. So we should increase the salary by 5,000. Now you all will come and say, no, no, sir, these government sector workers, they are playing the fool, sir, in these government officers. They are doing nothing. They are taking bribes also. We should not increase the salary by 5,000. Now, is there a right or wrong? Can I say, no, no, I am only right? Can you say, no, no, you're only right? No, no, those are personal opinions. You might have a different opinion. I might have a different opinion. Now, those are what we call normative statements. Normative statements are here, we say, are based on personal views, beliefs, and traditions, based on what the person thinks. Now, here, see, for example, I'll give you another example. Okay, you all tell me, Lamai, what is your personal view? Okay. Number 4, every person should earn equal income. What do you all think, Lamai? Should they earn equal income or should they not earn? Can you tell me give me a reason also? If you're saying yes, then tell me why. If you're saying no, then tell me why. What is your opinion? I'm saying everyone should earn an equal income. Let's say everyone here should earn, let's say, 500,000 a month. Okay, most of you all are saying no. Most of you all are saying no, sir, then that is unfair. Why is it unfair? Because there are some people who are working hard, right? Who are talented, who have studied hard, who have got qualified, right? So you all are saying, yes, because they have worked hard, because they have studied, therefore they should get a higher income. People who are playing the fool have to get a low income. Most of you all are saying that. That is your argument. Can I argue the other way? I can. I can tell you, Lamai, everyone has the same basic human needs and wants. And all of us have the basic human needs. At the end of the day, whatever you earn, whatever you this thing, you're not going to take and go when you die. Right? So why are you trying to compete and do all of this? Let's all earn an equal income. If all of us earn 100,000, all of us will have some food, all of us can do what we want. You won't have rich, poor people, no fighting, nothing. Everyone should. That is my argument. Now, can I say, no, no, I am the one correct? No. So we can argue, Lama. I can say they should. Right? Then you will say they should. Exactly. You all will ask, okay, so then, sir, no one will study, no, sir. If everyone is getting an equal income, you will say, sir, no one will study, no one will qualify, no one will work hard. That is your argument. I agree with you. Right? But what I'm trying to prove to you is there is no right or wrong here. I will say we should do this. You will say, no, no, we should do that. Then here, look at another one. Okay, what about this, Lamai? Number 3. Tell me, what is your view? Every citizen should be given free medical facilities. What do you think? Do you all think yes or do you think no? Try to give me a reason also. Why? Here I am having different views. Half of you are saying yes, half of you are saying no. Okay, for those who are saying yes, why? Okay, it's a basic human requirement. Not everyone can afford this one. Okay, right. Everyone should get basic human this thing. Agreed. For those who are saying no, to give free medical facilities, government has to pay them. Now, I will say no. I will say no. No, not everyone should get free. I will say, okay, don't give them for free. Give them at a very basic price. Because if you give it for free, then there's a huge cost to the government. Who is going to pay the doctors? Who is going to manufacture the medicine? Then the government goes on a loss. People might take advantage of it. People might misuse that facility. So I will say, don't give it for free. You will say, no, no, sir. A basic human need, no, sir. Let's give it for free. Is there a right or wrong? There is no right or wrong, Lamai. You also can argue your point. I also can argue my point. We can debate until tomorrow. We can debate this. Now, those are what you call, Lamai, normative statements. Normative statements, there is no right or wrong. These are, Lamai, subjective. What does subjective mean? Subjective means, Lamai, depends from person to person. Right? I will say we should do this. You will say, no, no, sir, we should do that. There is no right or wrong. You also might be correct. I also might be correct. You can't prove this, Lamai. So these ones here, we are saying difficult to test. Difficult to test. So this means cannot be proved. Right? You cannot prove them. You can't prove and say, you're right, you're wrong. You can't do that. Those are what you call normative statements. And a very common thing, Lamai, in normative statements, these key words are there. Things like, for example, should. That's why I have underlined. I am not saying every question, every statement that has should is normative key and never. But usually, if the word should, ought also means the same thing. If they have words like that, most likely it is a normative statement. Now, where are normative statements made, Lamai? Now, you might think, sir, these normative statements are useless. No, sir. They are very important, Lamai. No, you know where normative statements are made? Underwrite. Now, for example, in the parliament, when making economic policies, right? Let's say, for example, you all have seen in the parliament, these fellows fighting. Anura will come and say, right now, Anura is coming and saying, okay, Iran war is happening. I am going to increase the price of petrol because now oil has got expensive. We don't have money to this one. So we are going to increase the price of petrol. So Anura is coming and saying, we should increase the price of petrol in the parliament. Then opposition party, Anna Sajid is coming now. Sajid is coming and saying, what? No, 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 we should not. Sajid is saying, look here, all the people are suffering. They don't have money. We should not increase. Then on the other side, who is coming? Namal is coming. Namal is coming and saying, look here, in my father's time, right? You know, he's referring to his father, our good fellow. He's referring to his father and his uncle's time and saying, during our time, we did it like this. We should do it like this. So what are those, Tamai? Those are normative statements. Anura is saying we should do this. Sadit is coming and saying, no, no, let's do this. What happens? Namal is saying something else. Those are normative statement. There is no right or wrong. They will debate. They will debate. They will fight. Entire day they will fight. And finally, someone will agree, right, let's do this. So these normative statements, Lamai, are very, very important for what? For economic policy making. Right? To make economic policies, what should the country do? Should we increase taxes? Should we reduce taxes? Should the government increase the price of petrol, diesel? What should we do? Anna, it's very important. That, right? That's the part there. We will learn it in detail next week. Shall I quickly give you a summary of the 3 pages? Yes. And then shall we go into the quiz? Okay. Next week in detail, I'll go through. Right. Let me give you a quick summary so that you refresh your memory. I started off this class, Lamai, talking about people having needs and wants. And I told you these needs and wants are classified into 2. Physical needs and wants, mental needs and wants. What are physical needs and wants? Physical needs and wants, Lamai, are the needs and wants that can be fulfilled by consuming a good or service. By buying a burger, you can fulfill the need and want for food. Mental needs and wants are the ones that you can't directly fulfill with a good or service. Now, for example, love, kindness. You can't get love or kindness by a good or service. It doesn't work like that. In economics, economic behavior will only study, Lamai, what people do, the activities that people take in order to fulfill their physical needs and wants. In economics, we are not going to study about how to get love, how to be kind. We are not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how do you use your resources? What activities do you do to fulfill those physical needs and bonds. Then what is economics about, Lamai? We said economics is a subject that studies how people use their limited resources. Those limited resources, I have alternative users. No, with my 1,000 rupees, I have so much of users. But how do I properly use my 1,000 rupees to satisfy all my unlimited wants? How do I make maximum use of it? That is what economics is about, Lama. It's a social science, we say. It studies how people satisfy their unlimited wants with their limited resources. Then I went and taught you all, Lama, the branches of economics. The branches of economics I told you is micro and macro econ. What is microeconomics? Microeconomics Lama studies about a small part of the economy. One individual, one firm, one household, let's say one product, price of rubber, price of coconut, price of petrol, one small thing. No, that is microecon. Then what is macroeconomics? Macroeconomics is where Lama you study the overall economy. You talk about, for example, the inflation rate of Sri Lanka, the economic growth rate. What is the exchange rate for Sri Lanka? We don't say no exchange rate of Cargills. It's not about one firm. It's about the entire economy. That is macroeconomics. Then I went to teach you all, Lama, the two types of statements. Positive and normative statements. Now, positive statements, Lama, they are facts. In other words, they are objective, Lama. You can prove whether they are right or wrong. So positive statement is a fact. It's about what has happened, maybe what will happen, right? For example, the 4 factors of production are land, labor, capital, non-labor. That's a fact, right? Sri Lanka's unemployment rate, 44%. That is a fact. It might be wrong, but you can prove and see, you can go to the central bank and see, okay, 2013 central bank annual report, unemployment rate, how much? You can prove right or wrong, right or wrong. You can do that. But normative statements, Lamai, they are not facts. Normative statements are personal opinions. They are value judgments. They are based on what people think should actually happen. For example, I will say everyone should earn an equal income. You will say, no, sir, what nonsense, sir? They should not. You will say, sir, people, if everyone is earning equal income, they won't study, they won't do anything, then there is no motivation to study, no, sir. So that is your argument. I have a different argument. And you will say, sir, everyone should get free medical facilities. I will say, no, Lamai, government doesn't have the money. No, you should not give. So those are normative. Normative, Lamai, are subjective. Differs from person to person. You can't prove right or wrong. So that's where I will end today's part. Somewhat okay shape. In detail, next class I will go. Shall we go to the quiz? Yes, ready? Great. Right. So let me share my screen and we'll go into our quiz. Give me a second until I load the quiz. Okay, my quiz is loading. Yeah, I will show you how to join also. Don't worry at all. Wait a second. Right. So listen carefully, Lamai, to the instructions of how to join the quiz. Just now got that you? Nice. Right. I will give you the instructions. Listen. Okay. So there are multiple ways, Lamai, that you can join this quiz. Some of you all would have played a Kahoot also. Some of you all would have not. That's okay. So how to join this quiz, Lamai? One is, I will send you a link on the chat box. One way is you can click on that link and then they will ask you for your name. Enter your name and you can join. That's one way. So, okay. Another way that you can join is, Lamai, you can go to this website. The website is www.kahoot.it. Sorry, give me a second. I got a call and my hotspot went for a 6. Right. Hold on. Okay, so we'll come back to this. Let me give you all the instructions again. Okay, listen. So how do you join this quiz, Lamai? First one. Did you all get the message? No. Yes. Can you all confirm if you can? Okay, some of you all have joined. Can someone confirm now if you all can hear me? Yes. Can hear now? No? Right. Sorry, I got a call and I didn't realize I was on a hotspot. So my this one went for a 6. Sorry about that. Oh shit, I have been the wrong conversation. Okay. Right. So let me give you the instructions again. Right. So one way to join this quiz is Lamai by clicking on this link. Right. So I will send a link on the chat box. You click on that link. You will go into a website. You can use a phone, laptop, any device is possible as long as you have internet. Click on that. You can go. That's one. The other way that you can go is Lamai, go to this website www.kahoot.it, not .com, KAHOOT.it. They'll ask you for Lamai a game pin then. So the game pin is 2402788. 2402788. So go to this one, enter the game pin, enter your name and join. So I'll wait for like 1 or 2 minutes until you all join and then we'll start. If anyone has a problem, not sure how to join, please ask Lamai on the chat box. I will help you out. It's a very simple thing. You can even join in the middle. If sometimes let's say you all have a connection issue when you leave. So even in the middle, you can click on this link and join, or you can enter that game pin that is there and you can join. No problem at all. Right. So I will wait for maybe 30 more seconds and I will start. To enter that number, you have to go to this website, www.kahoot.it. So go to www.kahoot.it and then enter the number. So this is the website. Right? They will ask you for a game pin, right? When you go to that kahoot.it. Not .com, go to kahoot.it. They'll ask you for a game pin, enter that game pin. එහෙම නැත්නම් you can click on the link that I'm directly sending you. I will send that link again. You click on that link directly, you will go. So I sent you a link, click on that, you will go to the game, right? So already I think there's around 115 people who have joined. For those who have not joined, you can join from the middle, just check, right? So I'm starting. If you're not joined, at least try to join from middle. It's a simple, basic thing to join. It's not a hard one. Okay, right. I think almost all of you all are here. Let's start. So there are one more thing. So there are 15 questions, all MCQs. Each MCQ has only 20 seconds. So you don't have time to Google and all. No. The faster you answer, the more points you will get. Each question is for 1,000 points. The faster you answer, you will get as much as possible as 1,000. The slower you answer, you get lesser points. If you get it wrong, you get 0 points. So we'll see who wins. There is a small gift at the end. I will let you know what the gift is. Right, let me start. You can even join from the middle. Right. So question number 1. What is economic behavior? Fulfilling mental needs only, spiritual development through goods, activities to fulfill physical needs using limited resources, unlimited wants without resources. What is economic behavior? Economic behavior is the activities that you do for what? To fulfill your physical needs. Good. Right. This is the leaderboard for now. Yeah, top 5. Next one. Question 2. Physical needs are fulfilled directly by love and kindness, consumption of goods and services, mental satisfaction, spiritual development. Physical needs are fulfilled directly by which one? And these are all what we learned today. From today's note only, I have made the quiz. That's why you wanted to finish today's part. Right. Nice. The blue one. Okay, that's the leaderboard. We have TS on top. I don't know who is TS, but yeah. Third one. Which of the following is a mental need? Clothing, shelter, food, kindness. Mental need. Clothing, shelter, food, kindness. Which one is the mental need? The easy MCQs are A-level questions are harder. I can't make a full A-level question out of this today's part. Right, the green one. Good. Okay, leaderboard is tight. I think very close, right? Okay, next one. Economic studies the relationship between only production and distribution, only money and markets, unlimited resources and limited wants, scarce resources with alternative uses, and human wants. Which one? The green one is the answer, Lama. Yellow one is very confusing. Yellow one says, Lama, unlimited resources. That is wrong. Huh? People's resources are limited. It's the other way around. And it says limited bonds, not limited bonds, unlimited bonds. So they switch the two around in the yellow one. So be careful. Okay, that's the leaderboard for now. After 4 questions. 5. Microeconomics focuses on inflation and unemployment, national income and GDP, individual household and firm behavior, overall economy-wide phenomena. Microeconomics. What does it focus on? If you are listening today, you can give me an answer. It's about what? Individuals, households, and firms. Nice. Okay, that's the leaderboard. Leaderboard is very tough. Next one. Which topic is studied in microeconomics? Balance of payment, economic growth, exchange rate, demand, supply, and price of a good. Which one is studied under microeconomics now? Answer, the green one. I remember demand, supply, price of a good, that is micro. We talk about a small part. But balance of payments, balance of payment, we learn what those are. Economic growth, exchange rates, they are macroeconomic concepts. Okay. Leaderboard is that. Next one. Question 7. Macroeconomic studies scarcity of a household, production function of a firm, economy-wide phenomena like inflation and GDP, market operation of a single good. What does this study? Macroecon. Macroeconomic study is what, Lamai? Economy-wide phenomena. But the overall economy is what it studies. Then, next one. Which is an example of a macroeconomic topic? Marginal cost, unemployment level, production cost of a firm, choice from alternative uses. Macroeconomic, overall economy. Unemployment levels. That's a macroeconomic concept. Okay, leaderboard is not changing. Next one. Positive statements are subjective and cannot be tested, based on personal beliefs, or always about what should happen, verifiable using real world facts. What do you think? Positive statements. Positive statements are verifiable. You can verify, you can check whether it's true or false by looking at the real world facts. Correct. Yes, a lot of you all are getting it right. No? Most of you all have been listening. That's nice. Next one. Question 10. Which is a positive statement? Which one? Every citizen should get free medical care. Sri Lanka ought to obtain foreign aid. Economic growth should be 8%. A negative relationship exists between price and quantity demanded. I have directly taken the examples from the tune itself for this. Number, the last one, right? Economic growth rate should be 8% is not positive. That is should. Some people might say should, some people might say no, it should be 5%. Some people say no, it should be 10%. There is debates there. But a negative relationship exists between price and QD that you can now prove and see. That is the positive one. Okay, leaderboard has changed. Next one, 11. Normative statements are mostly based on personal views and beliefs, objective and scientific, describing what happened, testable with real world data. Nice, based on personal views and beliefs. Brilliant. Okay. 12. Which is a normative statement? 4 factors of production are land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. Population growth rate is 1%. Sri Lanka's unemployment rate was 4.4%. Every person should earn equal income. Normative. Which one? These are directly from the tune. The last one, right? Every person should earn equal income. Okay, we have Harun on top. 3 more questions to go. 13. Normative statements are important in economic policy analysis, describing past events, explaining economic behavior, testing with real world facts. Where do normative statements become important? I gave you an example also. It depends on what? Economic policy. It's important there, right? I told you when making economic policies, Anura will come and say we should do this. Sajid will say, no, we should do this, right? And economic policy. That is where normative statements are important. Right. So we have a new leader. We have Sayuni on top now. Going to the last 2. Question 14. Which of the following is a microeconomic topic? Money supply, inflation, production cost of a firm, exports and imports. Microeconomic topic. Which one is the microeconomic topic? Production cost of a firm. Answer. Everyone else is macro. Okay, top 5 hasn't changed. Last one. Which statement is positive and objective? Free medical facilities should be given to all. Every citizen ought to pay more taxes. The factors of production are land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. The government should increase salaries by 5,000. Which one? Positive and objective. The yellow one. Objective means there is no, for example, subjective means it differs from person to person. That is subjective. Objective means there is only one proper fact. That's objective. Okay. Right. 15 questions done. We'll look at the leaderboard. We'll see. I think most of you all did well, but the timing is what makes it difficult. We'll look at the leaderboard. End of this. In 3rd place, right? We have Hakim in 3rd with 12,916 points. We have Aisha in 2nd, 12,998. And right, we have Sayuni in 1st with 13,056. We have, I think, Raveen and Rima on 4th and 5th. So congratulations. The top 3, there is a small gift for you. Not a very big one, but in terms of gift, the gift might change going on in the next rounds as well. But here, I'll give you a small reload of, for the 1st place, I'll give you a reload of 1,000 rupees. 2nd place, I'll give you a reload of 750. 3rd place, I'll give you a reload of a 500. To claim your thing, send me a message on WhatsApp. You all have my number. Send me a message. Say, hi, sir, I am send your name. I was placed first in today's quiz. And then send me the number that you want to reload also. So send me the reload to this number. Send your name, your place, and send me your number. I will, maybe I might not reply right now, but within today, tomorrow, I will send you your reload, right? So good job. I think today was nice, right? Most of you all, we went into a good start. Next class is next Wednesday. Today's class recording, I will upload it on YouTube, most likely by around tomorrow, and I will share it on the group. So in case if you missed a part, you want to refresh it, you can go and watch. From next month only, I will put it on the website. For now, free, no, I will put it on YouTube. You can watch. Right, so that is it for today. We will have more quizzes going on. For those who have questions, right? There are some questions I didn't answer. You can place the and clarify. Others, you can leave. See you all. Bye-bye. See you next week, Wednesday, same time. See you. Bye-bye.